So, good morning to everybody. I am really thankful to Professor Madhumita Chattopadhyay, my respected Didi also, who happened to be daughter of one of my respected friend of my supervisor and teacher, Professor Mahesh Tiwari. So, I had a blessings of Professor Hiram Chatterjee also. So, it is nice
Sir,
to.
I am the daughter of Hiromonath Chattopadhyay. No,
Okay,
sir, I am the daughter of Hiromonath Chattopadhyay.
not Chatterjee.
Hiromonath Chatterjee
Yes, yes.
and not Mahesh Tiwari.
No. I am telling you that Professor Hiram Chatterjee was one of a close friend of
Yes.
supervisor and teacher of Professor Mahesh Tiwari. So I used to meet him at the seminars and conferences there. So I am very much thankful to Professor Madhumita Chattopadhyay, Dr. Gargi Goswami, and the participants who are observing this short-term course on socio-political thoughts of Buddhism. So I am going to speak two lectures. First of all, I will speak on meditational practices in Theravada Buddhism, and secondly, I will speak on how the Satipatthana or mindfulness and Vipassana are helpful in present contemporary society, and how this sati mindfulness is helpful in vipassana or meditations. Before come to my first lecture, I will give a very brief introduction of Buddhism. Then I will come to my main topic, meditational practices in Theravada Buddhism. My paper will be mainly based upon the Pali literature and some of the Sanskrit text also. So, as we know that Buddhism is a psycho-ethical thoughts and practice, payatti and padipatti, which takes a being from the state of suffering to the state of eternal bliss. As a paripatti, it says that there is a suffering, and as a patipatti, it says that there is a path which leads towards a cessation of suffering. In between that, Buddha prescribed a middle path, which is known as a Majjhima Patipada. That middle path is nothing but eight constituents marks, eight constituents path. As we know that Buddha preached his first sermon at Rishipatan Mrigdai at Saranath, and the teachings which he gave there is known as Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. And there he said that there are two extremes which cannot be followed by a person who has renounced the household life. Dvime anta pavjitena nasibitappa. Now, what are the two extremes? It is said that there are association with the sensual pleasure and association with the self mortification. Kamesu kam sukhlikan yogo and athkil mathan yogo. In between that, Buddha says that there is a path which is known as middle path. Buddha also says in Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta that Ubho anta majima patipata tathagate na abhisambuddha chakshu karni yan karni upsammay nibbanaay samadhati. That in between this association of the desire for sensual pleasure and association with the self mortification, there is a middle path which was realized by the Tathagata and which was realized at the Bodhi tree, Bodh Gaya. And that middle path is nothing, it is called as Arya Thangiko Maggo. That is a noble eightfold path. There is a question that Katma Chasa Majjhima Patipada Tathagate na Abhisambuddha Chakshu Karni Yan Karni Upsamma Nibbana Samadhati. It is said that there are eightfold path. Ayemev Arya Thangiko Maggo. Sammaditthi, Samma Sankappo, Samma Kamanto, Samma Vacha, Samma Ajivo, Samma Vyamo, Samma Sati, Samma Samadhi. So these are the eightfold path. And if you summarize these three eightfold path, then it can be summarized in three trainings, that is called as Tisso Sikha or Tri Siksha, that is the Seal, Samadhi, and Panya. If you summarize the whole teachings of the Buddha in a verse, then we find that in Dhammapad it is said that Sab Papasa Karanam Kusalasa Upasampada Sachit Paryodpannam Etam Buddhan Sasanam. That don't do immoral things, do moral things, purify your consciousness. This is the order of the Buddha. So this is the, if you see this verse, Sab Papa Sakaranam, don't do immoral things. It signifies the morality, that is the seal. Do moral things, Kusalasa Upasampada. It is nothing but it is the meditation, that is called as Samadhi. And the third, purify your consciousness. mm, kus- mm, Sab Papa Sakaranam Kusalasa Upasampada Sachid Paryodapannam. Purify your consciousness. This is nothing but it is called a state of pragya or wisdom or right understanding. So these three have been summarized in one verse. If you summarize the whole teachings of the Buddha, so these three trainings or three siksha, or in Pali it is called as Tisso Sikha. These are very important in our teachings of the Buddha. And if you go through the Sanjukta Nikaya, Jata Sutta, we find that once upon a time Buddha was dwelling at Sravasti, and in the mid time there a son of the deity, Devaputra, approaches to the Blessed One Buddha, and he put a question before the Blessed One that there is a tangle inside, there is a tangle outside. Oh Gautam, I ask you again and again, who can disentangle this tangle? It is said that Anto Jata, Jata Jatita Paja, Tam Tam Gautam Puchami, Ko Imam Vijete Jatamti. So there was a question which was put by the son of a deity Devaputra to the Buddha. Buddha says that Silepatitha Narosa Payo Chittam Payam Cha Bhavayam Atapi Nipko Bhikkhu So Imam Vijete Jatamti. So he says that a person or a Jogabachar or an ardent bhikkhu who is established in the path of the morality, and he may develop concentration and the right understanding, pragya, then he can disentangle this tangle. So this was based upon these two verses, as we also have information that Acharya Buddha Ghosh, a great commentator, had composed a magnum opus work that is called as Visuddhi Mag. And in this Visuddhi Mag, he has elaborated Sila, Samadhi, Pragya in a very detailed manner. There are 23 chapters which discusses about these three tradings, Seal, Samadhi, and Panya. So today I am going to discuss the second aspect that is called as Samadhi, and what are the meditational practices through which a yogavachar can get a state of eternal bliss. So in this first lecture, I will discuss about the second aspect of Samadhi. In a brief manner, as we know that seal is nothing but seal or morality or a virtue is that which curtails the physical and vocal misdeeds. It is said that Silanam Athena Sealam, that seal is in the sense of Silana, that is the composing. Again, what is composing or Silan? That it is in the sense of Samadhan and Upudharanam, that it is in the sense of coordination and upholding the things. Again, what is Samadhan and Upadharana? In the sense of morality or seal, it is said that here Samadhan is that Kai Kam Adinam Susilya Vasena Api Kapinata Tiyatho, that it is in the sense of inconsistency related with the physical and vocal misdeeds. Again, what are the physical and vocal misdeeds? That we know that there are panatipata, adinnadana, kamesu michachara. That killing a living being, taking the things which has not been given to anyone, and third, indulging in sexual misdeeds. These are the three: panatipata, adinnadana, and kamesu michachara. And they are the four vocal misdeeds which are musavada, pisunavacha, farusavacha, samfalapa. So these four and three physical actions, that is the panatipata, adinnadana, kamesu michachara, these curtailment, the physical and vocal misdeeds, the curtailment of these physical three and four vocal misdeeds are called as seal. Again, there are so many kinds of the seals which have been discussed in the Sila Nidesa and in Dhutanga Nidesa also. What are the practices through which seal can be observed? I am not going to come there, but in the second chapter, third chapter, there is a Kamathan Gahan Nidesa. Here, the Samadhi starts. What are the Samadhi? It has been said that Kusal Chitas Ekaggatati Samadhi. That one pointedness of Samadhi, one pointedness of the concentration is called as Samadhi. Again, Samadhi, that there are, as we know that Samadhi, there are three words in that Samadhi. Sam plus A plus Dha, there is a Dhatu. Dha means that holding the things. A is in the sense of completely, and some is in the sense of rightly. That holding the things in a right and proper manner is called as samadhi in a literal sense. But in technical sense, it is the holding the moral consciousness. Kusal chittas ekaggata samadhi, that it is the ekagga bhavo, that it is a nature of the one pointedness related with our moral consciousness, that is the kusala chitta. There are other persons who have also concentration. It is said that a hunter, he has also concentrations in killing a bird or any animal, but that concentration is not called as a concentration. There must be concentration related with the moral consciousness. That is why it is called as kusal chittasya ekaggatati samadhi. Samadhi is of two types, as we know that Roop Samadhi and Arup Samadhi. Roop Samadhi is that type of concentration which is observed on the objects which have form and color. That is the Ban Akar Sampanne Ekaggatati Roop Samadhi. That whenever there is a concentration on the objects which have form and color, that is called as Roop Samadhi. Arup Samadhi is that type of concentrations on the objects which are not having any form and color, one and akar. We will come in a very brief manner that what is the Roop Samadhi. That here Roop Samadhi, if you go through the in a philosophical manner, we have five types of hindrances. The hindrances are called as nivarnas. Nivarnas are those immoral dhammas or states which put obstacle in the path of concentrations. That nivaranti paryondhiti na chittam samadhiyutam ti nivaranam. That nivarnas are those immoral factors which put obstacle in the path of concentration. That what are there are five types of nivarnas which put obstacle in the path of concentrations. They are kamachand, vyapad, thinimidh, udhat kukuch, and bijkicha. I will define all these terms in a very brief manner. So here kamachand is indriya janita sukha, that a desire related with the sensual pleasure is called as kamachand. व्यापाद is antipathy or hatred. व्यापादोति दोषो, दोषोति पर विनाश चिंता. That a desire to harm others is called as vyapad. Third is called as thinmidh. Thinmidh is sloth and torpor. That chitas akalyatati thinam and chikas akalyatati midham. That idleness related with the consciousness is called as thina, and idleness related with the psychic factors, that is the mental factors, is called as midh. The fourth is Udhach Kukuch. Udhach Kukuch in Sanskrit it is called as Audhitra Kokitra, that distraction of mind and brooding over the mind. Udhach is called as Iti Tado Dhavanam Ti Udhacham, that whenever there is a brooding of mind, brooding over of the mind from one place to another place, it is called as Udhach. And Kukuch is what should be done and what should not be done. Katanu Katanam Sochanam Kukuch. That when we think that what should be done and what should not be done, this is called as Kukuch. The lastly, it is called as Avidya. Avidya is the ignorance, that it is also called as Moha, that Dham Sabhav Patichadan Lakhanati Avidya. That again, ignorance or avidya is that which puts covering of the nature of the reality. In another way, avidya is not knowing the Four Noble Truth, not knowing the law of dependent origination, not knowing the law eightfold path, not knowing the middle path, not knowing the past existence, present existence, and the future existence. It is called as in the text in Dhammasangani that अविद्या दुखे अज्ञानम दुख समुदय अज्ञानम दुख निरोधम अज्ञानम दुख निरोध गामिनी पटिपदा अज्ञानम इध पचयता अज्ञानम पटि समुत्पन्नेषु धम्मेषु अज्ञानम aparantam yanam pubatta aparantam ayanam, that not knowing the Four Noble Truth, not knowing the law of dependent origination, not knowing the law of conditionality, not knowing the past existence, present existence, the future existence, this is called as avidya. So these are the five hindrances which put obstacle in the path of concentrations. Then next is called as mm, that what are the jhanangas or what are the factors of concentration through which these five types of nivarnas can be removed. So there are five types of jhanangas. They are namely vitakka, vichar, piti, sukh, and ekaggata. In a very brief manner, I will discuss these five factors of concentrations. First is called as vitarka, or in Pali it is called as vitakka. Alambane chittas abhiniropan lakhanoti vitakko. That vitak is the initial application of minds towards the object. That whenever there is a penetration into the nature of the reality, or whenever it is called as abhiniropan lakhano, that it has the characteristics. The first, whenever there is a turning of minds towards the object, this is called as vitakka. I will give you one example after the vichar also. So vichar is the sustaining of the mind towards the object. Alambane chittasya anumanjan lakhanoti vicharo. That whenever there is a sustaining of mind towards the object, it is called as vichara. There is an example given by Acharya Buddha Ghosa in the text Attasalani, the commentary of Dhammasangani, that ringing of the bell is called as vitarka, and vibration of the sound, it is called as vichara. So again, there is a bird which who wants to fly in the sky. Flapping of the wings, it is called as vitarka, and coming into the sky, it is called as vichara. So this is the difference between vitarka and vichara. Third is called as Priti. In Sanskrit, it is called as Priti. That it is a thrill of pleasant sensation. That Prinati iti Priti. There are five types of pleasant sensations. Whenever there is a any good news or any you can say pleasant feeling, then it is called as a priti or piti. Again, what is the sukha? Sukh is called as a chit chetsikas abhivyapanam tesis sukham. That it is the saturation of the joy within body and mind. This is called as a sukha. So this is the difference between Piti and Sukha. In Dhammasangani, it is said that there are 71 types of consciousness which are associated with the Priti, thrill of pleasant sensation, and there are 63 types of consciousness which are associated with the Sukha, that is the Sukha Vedana. So difference between Priti and Sukha, there is an example also given by Acharya Buddha Ghosa that there is a person who is traveling in the desert and after passing away miles over miles, he becomes very much thirsty. Now he is very much tired also, and he is not in a position to move now. Then in the meantime he sees that there is a person who is coming in the opposite direction, and his hairs are wet, and the water drops are coming down from his hairs also and from the clothage of the body also. Then he thinks that now there is a pond nearby, and now I can get it water from there. So this is called as Priti. He becomes very much happy and in anticipation of getting joy. Now this is called as Priti. But when he reaches to the pond, he drinks the water, he takes bath inside the pond, then he becomes very much joyful within, and his happiness is saturated within body and mind. This is called as a sukha. Lastly, it is called as ekaggata, that bhavoti ekaggata. So this is the Roop Samadhi. I will come to the Arup Samadhi. That Arup Samadhi is that type of Samadhi which is achieved on the objects which do not have any form and color. There are four types of Arup Samadhi: Akasanchayatan, Vyananchayatan, Akinchayatan, Nevsanya, Nasanyayatana. Whenever there is any concentration which is achieved on the object, like a sky, and then a person meditates on the objects which do not have any form and color, this is called as Akasanchayatana. Then beyond and Chaitan. After that, a yoga bachar thinks that the beyond, which is inside the body, and he thinks as a object of his concentration, then this is called as beyond and Chaitan. And then akincha aitan, that whenever a person who thinks that there is neither form of the perception and nor there is a none perception, so in that way this is called as akincha aitan. And lastly it is called as nev sanya nasanya aitan. So there is a no perception and no not nor perceptions. So these four types of objects are called as Arup Samadhi. So this is the Roop Samadhi and Arup Samadhi. So now a Yoga Bachar in moves for the uh, Kamathana, that is the to select one of the 40 objects of meditation. In the Kamathana Gahanidesa, Acharya Buddha Ghosh has given there are 40 subjects of meditations. They are called as karmasthan in Sanskrit. In Pali it is called as objects of meditation. So these objects of meditations are 40 in number. 10 अशुभ, 10 कसिन, 10 अनुसति. I will give you in a very brief manner, and then I will come to the how it is samatha and vipassana, that is the calming of the mind and insight. Then we'll move over the that how these four things. There are 7 stages of the purifications which have been given in Visuddhi Magga. So I will give you a very brief description of all these 7 stages of our stages of purifications. So this Kamatthana Gahan Nidesa, there are 40 objects, 10 kasin, 10 asubha, 10 anusati, then Chatudhatu Bhavathana, 4 objects of elements, and then Ahare Patikul Sanya. So these 40 objects of meditations are being selected by a Yogavachar who thinks for purification for his consciousness through the process of meditation or concentration. So I will first of all say that what is the Samath and Vipassana. These are the two terms which are coming in our text. So Samath is, I will share you the screen also. Then I have prepared the some PPT, then I will show you that how some of the stages they have been given in our stages. So with the help of PPT, I will discuss you the all the 7 stages of purifications in our text. So is it visible? Screen is visible to all of you?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. So now with the PPT, I will move towards the lecture. So see, there are two types of objects of meditations. We have already seen, that is the Roop Samadhi and Arup Samadhi. So now I will discuss in a very brief manner what is Samatha and Vipassana. So Samatha is nothing but it is the calming down. There is a word Samatha, that how Samath, Saman, it is made up of Samana, that is the development of serenity. And Vipassana is, if you see the Vipassana, that Vipassana is called as insight, that Vises Akarena Anicca Adi Basena Passati iti Vipassana, that whenever a person comes to know that all things are subject to suffering, all things are subject to impermanence, and all dhammas are subject to soulless, this is called as vipassana. So we will see that how this vipassana, there are 7 stages of purifications given in the text of Visuddhi Magga. So this we have already discussed that how in the Samatha Vipassana, the which was realized by the Buddha. So in the Samatha, the mind is tranquilized by means of concentrations. So it is another name of Rupa Jhan and Arupa Jhan. What we have just now discussed, that Samadhi is of 2 types. That is the curtailment of 5 nivarnas or destruction of the 5 nivarnas through the 5 factors of concentrations, jhanangas, vitak, vichar, piti, sukh and ekagata. This is called as Samatha. So in Abhidhamma or in philosophical manner, we can say that the name of the Rupa Jhan and Arupa Jhan is called as Samatha. And in Vipassana, we are having that how there are 7 stages of purifications through which a Yogavachar can get a state of eternal bliss, or you can say nirvana. So Samath has 2 varieties. That in the first variety, the mind is concentrated on a particular object in order to cleanse itself the impurities of the sluggishness, doubt, animosity, that whatever we have seen, Kama, Chanda, Vyapad, Thinimid, Udat Kukucha, and Vichikicha, so we can remove that these through the Rupjhan and Rupjhan. In the second variety of Samath, the meditator concentrates on the objects that are of infinite. We have seen that Akas and Chaitan, Byan and Chaitan, Akin Chaitan, Nev Sanyana Sanyaitan. So this in the first Samath is concerned with the word of form, that is the objects which have form and color, and in the latter which is the word that is not having any form and color. In Vipassana form of meditations, a meditation muses upon the nature of the existence. That what are the things which are subject to impermanence, what are the things which are subject to suffering, and what are the things which are subject to soulless. Sabbe sankhara anicca, sabbe sankhara dukkha, sabbe dhamma anatta. Again, in Dhammapad also we find that sabbe sankhara anichati jadai payai pasati atnibandite dukhe samaggo visuddhiya. So through that we are able to know that all dhammas are subject to impermanence, and all dhammas are subject to soulless, all dhammas are subject to suffering. So this is the there is a difference the samat bhavana and vipassana bhavana. Bhavana is here in the sense of practice or development. So here in the Samath Bhavana, it aims at development of calm, concentrated, unified state of consciousness as a means of experiencing inner peace and generating wisdom or right understanding. And in the Vipassana Bhavana, it is the meditational development which aims at gaining direct understanding of the real nature of the phenomena. Real nature of the phenomena, that sabbe sankhara anicca, sabbe sankhara dukkha, sabbe dhamma anatta. And it is regarded as an essential key to get a state of eternal bliss. And through the Vipassana, we are able to get a state of eternal bliss. So this is the now we are coming to the Vipassana Bhavana. We have already seen that the Samatha, there are 2 types of Rupajhan and Arupajhan. So in a brief manner, we have discussed about the Rupajhan and Arupajhan. So now we are coming to the Vipassana Bhavana. So this Vipassana Bhavana in Visuddhi Magga, Acharya Buddha Ghosa has discussed in a very classical example, in a manner of giving the example of insight tree. Suppose there is a tree which have the roots also, and there is a trunk, and there are branches of the tree also. So here in that way there is a concept of insight tree. Insight here it is in the sense of vipassana. So Acharya Buddha Ghosh has given a simile of the insight tree, and there are roots also. Here roots are in the sense of Sil Visuddhi and Chit Visuddhi, and there are also earth also. Here earth is in the sense of that is the Panchaskandha, Dwadas Ayatana, 18 Dhatu, and other Dhammas which are related to our body and mind. So in that way they are called as a, you can say, the roots. So I will discuss in a very brief manner because it is very elaborately discussed in the Visuddhi Magga. For have a understanding, right understanding all these aspects, I will discuss one by one in a very brief manner. So there is a vipassana tree which is having the, you can say, like aggregates, Aggregates are here in the sense of the Panchaskandha. Bases are the Dvadas Ayatana. Elements are the 18 Dhatu. Faculties here are the 22 types of Indriyas. And truth are the Chattari Arya Satchani and dependent originations. So these have also called as a ground of the insight tree. So now there is a application of development of insight, that is the vipassana. So we have to see one by one that how this there are 7 stages of purifications. In the 7 stages of purifications, they are namely Sila Visuddhi, Chitta Visuddhi, Ditti Visuddhi, Magga Agmanga Visuddhi, Patipada Yana Dasan Visuddhi, Yan Dasan Visuddhi. So these 7 types of purifications, they are elaborated in through the help of the insight tree. So first of all, we have to understand that how these a personality can be classified in different ways. As we know that a man is a composition of mind and matter, that is the Nam and Rupa. In another way of classification, it is said that a man is a composition of 5 aggregates: Rupa Skandha, Vedana Skandha, Sanya Skandha, Sanskara Skandha, and Biyana Skandha. In another way, it is said that a man is a composition of Chitta, Chetasik, and Rupa. In another way, it is also called as mm, uh, uh, in the these are the three, you can say, main classifications of the body. But here, for understanding the Nam and Rupa, as we know that Nam in the text Dhammasangani, there is a question that Tat Katamam Namam. It is said that Vedana Khando, Sanya Khando, Sankhar Khando, Biyan Khando, Asankatha cha Dhatu Idam Bucchati Namam. So Vedana, Sanya, Sankhar, these are the 52 types of psychic factors, and beyond are the 89 or 121 types of consciousness. They are called as, you can say, Nam. So Nam is the name of all the 89 or 121 types of consciousness, or and 52 types of psychic factors, or the Roop. In Milind Pahyo, there is a question also given by Milind, that Tat Katmam Namam. In answer to that question, it is Acharya Nagasen says that Chit Chetsika Dhammanam Ti Namam. So here Nam is nothing but it is the name of the Chit and Chetasik. Again, Roop is, as we know, that Roop is a material quality, that Rupati ti Rupam, that which changes itself at every moment, is called as a Rupa. Rupa has been defined in the Suttas just like as a यम किंची रूपम अतीत अनागत पचपन्नम व अजहत्तम व बहिद्दा व उलारिकम व सुकुमम व हीनम व पणितम व दूरे व संतिके वे तद एकज्जम अभिसंहित्वा इदम पुच्यति रूपम. So roop is that which is called as atit anagat pachpanna, that is the past, present, and the future, and it is called as gross and subtle, and it is also called excellent and the low, and it is far away, dure and santike, that is the far away and very near. So all these are called as rupa. But coming to the Abhidhamma, Rupa has been defined as Chattaro cha Mahabhuta Chatunnam cha Mahabhutanam Upadaya Idam Puchyati Sabbam Rupam. There are 4 types of basic material qualities, that is called as Mahabhuta, Pathvi, Apo, Tejo, and Bayo. That earth, water, fire, and air. These 4 are called as, you can say, Mahabhuta, and based upon these 4 Mahabhutas, there are 24 types of Upadaya. generated material quality. So in that way, Roop is the name of the four Mahabhutas and 24 types of Upadarupa. So these are mind and matter are all the hips of the Dhammas, just like a Chitta Chedasika Rupa, or you can say Nam and Rupa, or Vedana Khand, Sanya Khand, Sankhara Khand, Bhyan Khand, and Rup Khand. So all these are called as you can say a personality, and it is also called as a Dhamma Punjam Matra, that it is in the sense of you can say the only the hips or aggregates of the Dhammas. And all these dhammas, whether they are the five aggregates, 12 ayatanas, or 18 elements, or chitta chetsika roop, they are subject to impermanence, they are subject to suffering, and they are subject to soulless. And there is no substantiality in all of them. So this is called as our personality. So how we have to purify our a personality, that is the mind and matter, nam and rupa, or panchaskandha, or dwadas ayatan, or 18 dhatu. So we, the help of the insight tree, one by one, we will see that how there are seven stages of purification, Sat Visuddhi. So first is called as Sil Visuddhi, and second is called as Chit Visuddhi. And these two are called as roots of the Vipassana tree. Now we will see that what is the Sil Visuddhi and Chit Visuddhi in a very brief manner. Then we will come to the next. Uh, uh, so here this is called as Sil Visuddhi, purification of the virtue. We have already seen that what is the seal. Seal is the name of the curtailment of the physical and vocal misdeeds. So the purification of the seal can be done by the fourfold restraints, that is the sambara. So one by one I will discuss in a very brief manner. That is the Patimukha Sambara Sila, Indriya Sambara Sila, Ajiva Parisuddhi Sila, and Pachai Sanisita Sila. So first is called as a Patimukha Sambara Sila. So here there are three words, Patimukha, Sambara, and Sila. Patimukha is the name of the book which deals about the code of conduct for the monks and nuns. We know there are 227 rules for the monks, and there are 311 rules for the nuns. So these 227 rules for the monks, they are called as Bhikkhu Patimokha, and 311 rules for the nuns, they are called as Bhikkhuni Patimokha. Bhikkhu Patimokha, that is the 211 rules, have been divided into eight, like Parajika, Sangati Sesa, Nisagya Pachitya, Pachitya, Adhikaran Samatta, Patidesniya, Sekhiya. Like that, there are eight types of the divisions under which 211 rules have been formulated. Again, in Bhikkhuni Patimokha, there are 311 rules which have been divided under the seven headings. There is no Anitya Dhamma for the Bhikkhuni Patimokha. So, all restrainment through 227 rules for the monks and 311 rules for the nuns, they are called as Patimokha Sambara Sila. So the purification of the seal or morality or the virtue can be done first of all by the restrainment of the 227 rules for the monks and 311 rules for the nuns. This is called as Patimukha Sambara Sila. Second is called as Indriya Sambara Sila. Indriya Sambara Sila is, as we know, that Indriyas are five or six in number. Mainly, there are, if you go through Abhidhamma text, there are more altogether 22 types of Indriyas, but in a general manner, there are 6 types of indriyas: chakhu, sot, ghan, jihva, kai, and man. And there are 6 types of objects also. That is the rupa, sad, gandh, rasa, photobba, and dhammayatana. So these are the objects. So whenever there is a person, suppose there is a chakshu who which wishes to have association of the beautiful objects, and in that way the chakhu wishes to have attachments towards the beautiful as objects, that is the rupa. And whenever there is the attachment, raga, there is a arousing of the suffering also. And in that way, there is a, you can say, feeling of dukha vedana, or you can say physical and mental suffering, or you can say kaik asata vedana. So in that way, there are 6 senses. So restrainment or through the 6 senses is called as Indriya Sambarsil. So we have to not to get associated with the respective objects through our respective our senses also. So we have to restrain ourselves for and we have to control our senses: chakhu, sut, ghana, jiva, kaya, and man. So the second type of sila visuddhi is called as indriya sambara sila. Third is called as ajiva parisuddhi sila. So here ajiva is the right livelihood, or parisuddhi is the purification, or seal is the virtue or morality, which is purified through the help of the ajiv parisuddhi. Ajiv means the right livelihood. So here, right livelihood, if you go through this eightfold path, then we find that there is a samma ajiva, right livelihood. Here, samma ajiva has been defined that michha ajiva avjika pahay kena samma ajiv kena kappeti iti ajivo, samma ajivo. That refraining from all the bad livelihood, they are called as ajivo parisuddhi sil. There are Acharya Buddha Ghosh has given 5 headings under which we can purify through the right livelihood. There is a kuhana, lapana, labhena, labha, nijasingsta, nipesitikata. So first is called as kuhana. So cheating a person by the false appearance. This is called as kuhana. And the second is called as lapana, that cheating a person by the good or attractive words. This is called as kuhana. Third is called as labhena labh nijasingta, that giving something to someone in anticipation of getting some more better things. This is called as labhena labh nijasingta. That suppose if you give a person your pain to a person in anticipation that I will get some better things from my friend. This is called as labhena labha nishisinta. And next is called as nipesitika, that naming a person by any sign or by any, you can say, omen. Suppose there are spots of black spots on the body of a person, and if a person says that you will become a royal king or something, that good thing is going to happen in your life. And by seeing the palm or hands, if a person predicts in a different manner, so this is called as nipesikata. So Acharya Buddha Ghosh says that refraining from all these types of bad livelihood is called as Ajiva Parisuddhi Sila. And the next is called as you can say again in the Samma Ajivo also, there are the 5 bad professions also, like Sat Ajivo, that is the Mans Banija, Sat Banija, Sat Banija, that profession of the wine, profession of the flesh, profession in the bad livelihood. So these are the five types of bad livelihood which have been given in some as a Micha Ajivo. So refraining from all these five types of bad livelihood is also called as Ajiva Parisuddhi. Next is called as Pachay Sanisitti. Here, Pachay is requisites. Sanisit means associated and seal. There are four types of requisites. That is the uh, first is called as a Pansukul Chivaram. That is the Chivara. Second is a Pindyalopo Bhojanam. Third is called as a Rukhmul Senasanam. And fourth is called as a Putti Mut Bhesaja Parikhar. So first is called as Chivara. As we know that a Jogabachar or a monk is supposed to take only, you can say, the three types of clothage only, Uttarasang, Antarvasak or Sanghati. These three clothage are called as Chivara. The name of the Chivara is called as it is made up of root chi, which means collecting the things. So, is in the sense of a person who wears the things from it. So, the main concept behind this chivar is collecting the small pieces of clothage from the houses, from the hip of the houses which are given outside the house. A person who, by collecting those small pieces and by sewing all small pieces, he can wear the clothage for himself. That is why we are having that the chivar. There are so many patches on the chivar cloth. So first is called as chivara. So a yoga bachar is supposed to wear only chivara, not more than that. And even it is said in the Amatta Sutta also that a person घास छादन परमताय भिक्खु संतुष्टो होती, that a bhikkhu or a yogabachar must be satisfied by covering the body by only the grass and the leaves of the tree. So that is the, you can say, restrainment, that how a person has not to wear more clothes than for covering from the temperature, or you can say sustaining from the temperature and other things. Second is called as Pindiya Lop Bhojanam. That suppose whatever you get in your patra, that is the alms ball, you must be satisfied with that meal which you get in the alms ball. You do not get more than the things or alms for which you are not supposed for that. And meals must be only for sustaining the body, not for becoming more, you can say, healthy and other things. So this is called as a Pindiya Lop Bhojanam. And third is called a Rukhmul Senasanam, that dwelling under the tree, on the roots of the tree. So this is called as Rukhmul Senasanam. And fourth is called as Putti Mut Bhisaj Parikhar, that a yoga bachar has to sustain himself by the herbal medicines or the urine medicines. That is why it is called a Putti Mut Bhesaj Parikhar. So one has to sustain his body through the medicines available in the herbs or the plants or from the urine medicines. So this is the you can say yoga bachar has to get associated with the these four types of requisites, then he can purify all the things. Now, the second aspect is called as Chitta Visuddhi. The second root, the Sil Visuddhi and Chitta Visuddhi, these two are called as the roots of the Vipassana tree. So, first aspect was Sil Visuddhi. So, we have seen that there are four types of Patimukha Sambar Sila, then Indriya Sambar Sila, Ajiva Parisuddhi Sila, and Parikhara Parisuddhi Sila. So requisites, that is the. And second, we are coming to the Chitta Visuddhi, second type of roots, that is called as Chitta Visuddhi. Here, Chitta is nothing but a Chitta is in the sense of Samadhi. So here, purification is through the concentration or the meditations. We have seen in earlier that how in the third chapter of Visuddhimagga Acharya Buddha Ghosa has discussed about the Kamatthana Gahana, that how a Yogavachar has to undertake the 40 objects of meditations, and they are called as Kamatthana. Again, these Kamathan or 40 objects of meditations, they are not supposed to be taken by oneself, but it has to be undertaken with the suggestion of the Kalyana Mitra. Now, Acharya Buddha Ghosh also says that who can be a Kalyana Mitra? So, Kalyana Mitra, there are some persons who can be Kalyana Mitra. Buddha Ghosh says that Kalyana Mitra, the best person is called as Buddha. So Buddha is called as best Kalyana Mitra. If Buddha is not available, then the Arhat, who is available nearby, he can be a Kalyana Mitra or Kalyana Mitra. Suppose if an Arhat is not available, then a person who is in the path of Sotapatti or Sagdagami or Anagami, he can be a Kalyana Mitra. And he through him he can get a state of any objects of 40 objects of meditations. Again, if Sagdagami, Anagami, or Sotapatti, these three persons are or Yogavachars are not available, then a person who is who knows the Nikaya, that Diknikaya or Nikaya Dhar, we are having that Dinikaya Dhar, Majhim Nikaya Dhar, or Sutta Pitak Dhar or Vinay Dhar. So if a person is available like that, Vinay Dhar or Sutta Dhar or any Nikaya Dhar, then through him he can select any of the, you can say, objects of meditations. So for Kalyana Mitra, there is a great responsibility that how a person can be given any one of the objects of meditations. There are 6 types of temperaments. They are called as charya. They are the ragcharya, dosacharya, mohacharya, vitakcharya. Like that, there are 6 types of charya. They are called as temperaments. By understanding the temperament of a Yogavachar concerned, a Kalyana Mitra can select any objects of meditation. Suppose there is a example that a person who is associated with the rag, and that is why it is called as ragacharya. And then through any one of the 4 objects of the Brahma Vihar, that is the Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, and Upekha, a Kalyan Mitra can select any one of the 4 objects of Brahma Vihar, and then he can give to the Yogavachar, and in that way a Yogavachar can select any of the objects given by his Kalyan Mitra, and he can pursue the thing, and in that way he can remove the his hatred or ragacharya. So this is the, you can say, Kamathan. So before taking the 40 objects of Kamathan, a Yogavachar has to remove the 5 types of hindrances, which we have already discussed in earlier. That is, there are 5 types of hindrances: Kama, Chanda, Vyapad, Thinimidh, Uddhav, Kukuch, and Vichkicha. And these 5 types of nivarnas, they can be removed through the 5 types of jhan factors. That is the Vittak, Patham jhan, Dutiya jhan, Tatiya jhan, Chaturt jhan, and Pancham jhan. So I have not given in a very detailed manner because of lack of time. So in first jhan, that is the Vitak Vichar Piti Sukha Ekta Sahitam Patham jhanam. In the second jhan, that is called as Vichar Piti Sukha Ekta Sahitam Dutiya jhanam. And in third jhan, this is called as Piti Sukha Ekta Sahitam Tatiya jhanam. And in the fourth jhan, there is a Sukh Ekaggata Sahitam Patham Chaturth Jhanam, and lastly Pancham Jhan, that is called as Upekha Ekaggata Sahitam Pancham Jhanam. So these through 5 factors of concentrations or the jhana, if Yogavachar can remove the 5 types of hindrances, namely Kamchand, Vyapad, Thinimidh, Udhaj Kukuch, and Vichikiccha. So in that way, this various stages of Rupa Samadhi, Anup Samadhi, a person can select any of the, you can say, 40 objects of meditations. And these 40 objects of meditations are also divided as Upachar Samadhi and Apanna Samadhi. Again, these 40 objects of meditations are called as Upachar Samadhi, is called as excessive, where there is a concentration where the objects of meditations are accepted. And Apanna Samadhi is that type of Samadhi where concentration is absorbed. So out of the 40, I will tell you that Upachar Samadhi are 8 types of Anusati, except the Kaigat Anusati and Marna Anusati, that is the Anapanusati. So through these, except these two, there are 10 types, 8 types of Asuti, and another is Ahar Patikul Sanya, and next is Chatu Dhatu Bhavathanam. So altogether 10 types of Kamatthana, they are called as Upachar Samadhi. And the remaining 30 types of objects of meditations, Kamatthana, they are called as Apanna Samadhi. So this is the, you can say, and through this, a Yogavachar can attain a pure, tranquil, serene, one-pointedness or pliable state of his mind. So making right efforts in this way, 2 routes of insight read should be undertaken. So this is the these are the two, Sil Visuddhi and Chit Visuddhi. So now we are coming to the remaining 5 stages. They are called as trunk. And in the trunk of Vipassana tree, they are having the 5 types of branches like Dithi Visuddhi, Kankha Vitarana Visuddhi, Mag, Amag, Yana Dasan Visuddhi, Patipada Yana Dasan Visuddhi, and Yana Dasan Visuddhi. So these 5 types of purification, they are called as the Vipassana, you can say, body of Vipassana, they are called as the Vipassana tree. So this is called as a, just a minute. So through this, the Yogavachara has tried to undertake, he has to undertake the all types of factors of meditations. So I will discuss in a very brief manner all these 7 types of, sorry, 5 types of purification. First is called as Ditti Visuddhi. Here, Ditti is, you can say, the wrong views. That is the Michha Ditti. What are the Michhaditti? If you see that, for that we have to go through the what is the Sammaditthi. If you see the Sammaditthi, Samadhi is called as Dukkhe, the knowledge of the Four Noble Truth, knowledge of the middle path, knowledge of the law of dependent origination, knowledge of the conditionality, knowledge of the past existence, present existence, and the future existence. So it has been defined that Samadhi is Dukkhe Yanam, Dukh Samuday Yanam, Dukh Nirodham Yanam, Dukh Nirodha Gamani Patipada Yanam, Id Pachayata Yanam, Patismuchpannesu Yanam, and in that way this is called as mm, uh, this is called as Ditti. So in Brahmajala Sutta also we find there are 62 types of Michha Ditti, false views. And in Brahmajala Sutta, a Jogabachar, it has been seen that how Aprantak Michhaditti, and there are 42 types of Michhaditti, and there are 18 types of which have been divided into Brahmajala Sutta. So these Michhaditti here also, again, coming to the Abhidhamma, Ditti is nothing but the Das Abhyakat Prashna. If you see, there are 10 types of questions which were put before the Buddha, and it is said that the world is eternal, the world is not internal, the world is infinite, the world is not infinite, the body and soul are the same, the body and the soul are not the same. Tathagata takes birth in this life, Tathagata does not take birth in this life, and neither Tathagata takes birth nor Tathagata does not take birth. So, like these types of 10 types of questions were put by before the Buddha. We find also in the text that Antava lokoti va, Antava lokoti va, Sasato lokoti va, Asatva lokoti va, Tam jivam tam sariram, ayam sariram, hoti tathagato param marnati va, na hoti tathagato param marnati va, hoti nepcha na hoti tathagato param marnati va. So these types of michha ditti, they are called as here ditti. So these types of false views can be removed by the ditti visuddhi. So here ditti visuddhi we have to take in a very manner that how we have to remove the all 62 types of michhaditti and then 10 types of abhyakat. So through this a yoga bachar tries to remove all the purification of all the, you can say, false views. Second is called as Kankha Vitarana Visuddhi. Here, Kankha Vitarana Visuddhi is, the Kankha is nothing but it is the doubts. Vitaran means overcoming, and Visuddhi, that purification by overcoming the doubts. Here, doubts are in the sense of Buddha, Dham, and Sangha. Sathari Kankati Vichikachati, Dhambe Kankati Vichikachati, Sanghe Kankati Vichikachati, Idpachayata Kankati, Sikhai Kankati Vichikachati. That a person who has the doubt in the Buddha, Dham, and Sangha, past existence, present existence, and the future existence, and he has the doubt in the 10 types of precepts, this is called as Kankha or doubt. So, through this method, a yoga bachar can remove the Kankha Vitarana Visuddhi. So, second is the, you can say, Kankha Vitarana Visuddhi. Third is called as Mag Amag Yan Darshan Visuddhi. So, here, Mag is nothing but it is a path. So, here, path we have already seen that Majjhima Patipada, that here path is the eightfold path, that is the Arya Athangiko Maggo. And Amag is not a Arya Athangiko Maggo. So here the purification by visualizing the knowledge related with the what is path and what is not path. So here path is in the sense of Nibban Atikehi Maggayati. So here it is the path in the sense of getting a state of eternal bliss, that is the Nibbana, or Nibbanam ti Maggati, that one who takes towards the path of the eternal bliss. This is called as, you can say, path. Again, path has been defined as a kilese va maranto gachanto ti maggo, that here path is which by killing the all the 10 types of defiling factors are called as kilesa, Sammoh Vinodini, and Maggoti Adhigam Upayo. So here again in Visuddhi Magga, Acharya Buddha Ghosh defines Mag, Visuddhi Mag, that here Mag is in the sense of Adhigam Upaya, means for getting a state of eternal bliss. This is called as Mag. So here we also know that in Dhammapada, Magganam Athangiko Maggo Satchanam Chatropada, that among all the path, the eightfold path is the best one, and among the all the, you can say, truth, the four noble truth is the excellent one. So this is called as, you can say, so by visualizing the what is path and what is not the path, a yoga bachar can purify the things. The next is called as Patipada Yan Dasan Visuddhi. So Patipada is also here in the sense of Majjhima Patipada. Majjhima Patipada means that is the middle path. So here middle path is again in the sense of Arya Thangiko Maggo. So here the what is Patipada. So this in the stage of having a background of knowledge, which is the path leading through Nibbana is realized. So it is the technical name of 9 types of knowledge. So we'll come again one by one all these things. And the next is Yan Dasan Visuddhi, purification by visualizing the knowledge. So come to the one by one, then we'll come in a very brief manner. So here Ditti Visuddhi is that it refers to the vision towards the man itself. The man is the merely composition of mind and matter or material quality. We have already seen that a man is a composition of a Nam and a Rupa, that is the mind and matter. So whenever a person comes to know that there is no permanent entity in that personality of a being, in Milind Pahyo also we see that na het paggalo pulavati, that there is no permanent entity in the personality of a being. Na het paggalo pulavati, sankha samaya payati boharo namamattam jadidam nagaseno surseno birseno siyaseno si. That for the sake of naming any person, we name as a Nagasen, Sursen, Birsen or Siyasen. So only for the sake of naming any person, we call it. So there is no permanent entity in the personality of a being. And we also know that before the Bajira Bhikkhuni, the Blessed One has said that Sankha Samaya Payati Buharo Namamattam Jadidam Nagaseno Surseno Birseno Sihaseno. So in that way, this is called as that there is no permanent entity of that, and depending upon each upon the other, the boat and man go on to the sea, and so do the mind and matter both depend on the one upon the other. So mind and matter, that is the Nam and Roop, they are dependent on each other, and just like a boat and the man who is sitting on the boat, and through boat a person can cross the sea. So this is the, you can say, so whenever by realizing the there is not a permanent entity in the personality of a being, this type of purification is called as Ditti Visuddhi. So next is the Kankha Vitarana Visuddhi, that it consists in a thorough understanding of states of mind and matter, in their casual relations with a reference to 3 periods of time. That whenever a person or yoga bachar comes to know that these mind and matter are dependent on cause and conditions, that there are 12 types of nidanas, abhijja pache sankhara, sankhara pache biyan, biyan pache namrup, till jati marana. So whenever a person comes to know that all things are yam kinchi samuday dhammam tabbam sam nirodha dhammam ti, that whatever things comes into existence, those subjects or the substance has to perish one day. So in that way, whenever a person comes to know that all things are in the 3 periods, that is the atit anagat pachupannamava, that is the present, past and the future. So by understanding this thing is called as kankha vitarana visuddhi. Again, the examination of the fact proceeds like a skilled physician who, when encounters a disease, seeks its origin, or like a compassionate man who, when sees a tender little child lying on the roadside, wonders who his parents are. So, whenever through this, by removing the doubts, overcoming the doubts, a person knows about that what are the causes of any disease of a, you can say, ill person, or whenever a person sees any little child on the road also, and then he thinks that here compassion or karuna arises for that. So whenever person comes to know that all things are yam kinchi samuday dhammam, that all things are subject to cause and conditions, that is the hetu and the pacha, then there is nothing like existence which is without cause. So everything is dependent on cause and conditions. So this is called as kankha vitarana visuddhi. So reality may be understood that whenever a yogavachar comes to know that kamma results precedes from the kamma, result has kamma for its source, future also becoming springs from the kamma. In Sanjukta Nikaya, Buddha also says that kam vipaka batanti vipake kam sambhavo kamma punavato hoti evam loke vatati. So the world is, you can say, guided by the action resultant of the actions. Whatever there is a action, whether it is moral or immoral, there must be resultant of those moral and immoral actions. And through the resultant of the moral and immoral actions, this world is being led. So the next is Magga, Amagga Yana Darshana Vishuddhi. So here there is a path. We have discussed that what is the path. So our removing the doubt as above, whatever we have seen earlier, the Yoga Bachar understand threefold characteristics of the thing. That is the Anicca, Dukkha, and Anatta. So he comes to know that life is a mere flow, having a rising and falling in every moment. So the our life, or you can say a person who is arising and falling at every moment. So whatever there is a material quality, it is changing itself at every moment, and everything is not permanent. So what is transient is unpleasant, and where change and sorrow prevail, so there cannot be existence of a permanent soul. So through this purification, a yoga bachar comes to know that there is no permanency in the personality of a being. While realizing this states of existence, there comes a moment when one has come supernormal things. That idvid, there are some supernormal things like obhas, piti, pasadhi, adhimukha, paggaho, sukha, yan, upathan, upekha, and the kanti. So these are the, you can say, supernormal things. So a yoga bachar has to restrain himself through these supernormal things. Otherwise, his mind will be distracted from the right path for getting a state of eternal bliss. So here Only these things are appearing, that obhas is the supernatural light, a strong thrill of pleasant sensation, the priti, that I am going to get a state of eternal bliss. So here there is a pasadhi, tranquility of the body and mind, kai pasadhi and manopasadhi. So they are also, you can say, there is a saturation of joy within body and mind. This is pasadhi. And adimokh is the, you can say, strong, both faith and a strong energy, paggahu. Virya is the power or energy, but here it is more than that virya, it is called as paggahu. And sukh is here, chitta chetsikas abhivyapanam, that saturation of joy within body and mind. And there is a deep insight which also arises. And upathan, there is a mindfulness of insight, and equanimity, upekha, and nikanti. So these are the 10 types of supernormal things which are arising. So Yogavachar has to take a restraint on these things. Next, this is purification of knowledge of the vision of the way, that is called as Patipada Yana Darsana Visuddhi. So there are also 9 stages here also. In a very brief manner, I will discuss that it is the state of having a background of knowledge by which a path leading to Nibbana is realized. It is the technical name of 9 types of knowledge which one gets in the process of his efforts. That efforts of insight, with the arising of these 9 types of knowledges and contemplating in the background of nature of things, the insight becomes sufficiently strong. This much of achievement is the limit of purification of the knowledge of the vision of the way. So these are the 9 types of that udvavayana, that knowledge of arising and passing away of the conditions things based upon the hetu and the pratyay. And again, there is a knowledge with regard to dissolution of the things, that whatever the things are arising, they are also passing away, or they are also going away. So this is, or breaking away, or this is called as bhangayana. Again, there is a arising of, you can say, knowledge of the things as full of fear, bhayana. Next is adinavayana, that knowledge of things as full of evils. And next is knowledge of baneful things as disgusting, nibiddayana. And next is the munchetu kamyata yana, that knowledge about the wish to renounce the worldly things, to how nekham sankappo, that whenever there is a determination to renounce the household life. And next is knowledge of reflecting contemplation, patisankhayana, that how one has to reflect on the objects of getting a state of eternal bliss. And next is knowledge of equanimity towards conditions things, that is the sankharu pekha. And last is called as knowledge that leads towards the things. So these are the 9 things through which these are the knowledge through which a purification can be achieved on the path of knowledge. So next is called as a purification of knowledge. This is the fourth one, that is the yan darsana vishuddhi. So here yan is the knowledge. Here there are also called as Sutmati Paiya, Chintamai Paiya, and Bhavana Mai Paiya. So there are 3 types of pragya, that is the Kusal Chit Vipassana, Kusal Chit Sampayutam Vipassana Yanam Ti Paiya. So there are 3 types of Vipassana, Yan knowledge. They are namely called as Sutmai Paiya, Chintamai Paiya, and Bhavnamai Paiya. So again, in the text, it is called as Kamaskata Yana, that knowledge which is based upon the resultant of the moral and immoral actions. Such anulomic yan, knowledge of as a accordingly with the truth. And third is called as Mag Samangisyan, knowledge of the factors related with the path. And the last is called as knowledge related with the path related with the fruits. So there are four types of path, that is the Sutapati Magga, Sagdagami Magga, Anagami Magga, Arhat Magga, and there are four types of Phal also. Sutapati Phal, Sagdagami Phal, Anagami Phal, and Arhat Phal. So these four types of knowledge are called as here. So this is the, you can say, again with the help of these four factors, Parikam, Upachar, Anulom, and Gotrubhu. So these are the four factors through which a yoga bachar starts for proceeding towards a state of eternal bliss. So with this, yoga bachar proceeds towards the supramundane realm, that is the, you can say, Lokuttara, through the process of four strong Javan movements. They are namely Parikamma, Upachar, Anulom, and Gotrubhu. So Parikamma has been defined as Parikaroti Apannam Abhisankaroti Ti Parikamma. That which means that the consciousness which leads towards Apanna is called as Parikamma. And Upachar is Samipe Charati Ti Upacharo. That which arises near Apanna is called as Upachar. And Anulom is Gotrabhu, that it is called that suitable to the Parikam, and Apanna is called as Anulom, and Gotrabhu is called as Nibbana. That Gotrabhu, there is a meaning entrance through which a yoga bachar can enter into the state of supramundane, that is the Lokuttar stage, sphere, through which beings have Nibban as their work. So through that, a yoga bachar has only one aim of getting a state of eternal bliss. So reaching this, the Gotrabhu, his career as a Puthujana, now there is a start of the Arya, that is the Sotapatti, Sagdagami, Anagami, and Arhat. They are four stages of Arya Magga. So here, with the arising of the Gotrabhu, the career as a Puthujan, ordinary person's ends, and that of an Arya begins. He is then in the supramundane plane, set on the path leading to Nibbana. Now he clearly understands that first noble truth, dukkha, has been realized. The second noble truth, samudaya, has been dropped. The third noble truth, nirodha, has been obtained. And the fourth noble truth, patipada, has been fulfilled. Realizing so, he passes through the path and the fruits stages, gradually attains the four stages of sainthood, and realizes Nibbana. So, in a very brief manner, we'll see that in the Lokottara stage, there are 10 types of fetters, sanyojanas. The fetters are those immoral dhammas or states which bind a person in the process of existence, bhavsak parampara, again and again. They are 10 in number. Sakkai, Ditti, Vichikicha, Silvat Paramas, Kamarag, Patig, Ruparag, Aruparag, Man, Udhach, and Abhijja. So these are the 10 fetters, and these 10 fetters are being removed through the four magga and four phala. Sotapati magga, Sagdagami magga, Anagami magga, and Arhat magga. And there are four phal also: Sotapati phal, Sagdagami phal, Anagami phal, and Arhat phal. So through these four types of phal and four types of magga, a yoga bachar or a person gets a state of eternal bliss, or he realizes a state of eternal bliss. So this is the, you can say, vipassana. I am coming to the last, you can say, that the first lecture I am going to finish it here. The results of vipassana bhavana, we have seen that there are two bhavana, samat bhavana and vipassana bhavana. So in the samat bhavana, we have seen there are two jhanas, Rupa Jhan and Rupa Jhan. And through the Vipassana, there are 7 stages: Sil Visuddhi, Chit Visuddhi, Dithi Visuddhi, Kankha Vitarana Visuddhi, Mag Amagan Yan Visuddhi, Patipada, Jnana Darshan Visuddhi, and Jnana Darshan Visuddhi. So these are the stages through which a yoga bachar, what are the results that it culminates in realization of threefold characteristics of the nature of things, that through this a yoga bachar comes to know that all things are subject to impermanence, all things are subject to suffering, all things are subject to soulless. That is why it is said that sabbe sankhara anichati jadai payay pasati ath nibandite dukhe samaggo visuddhiya sabbe sankhara dukkhati jadai payay pasati अथ निबंधिते दुखे समग्गो विशुद्धिया सभ्य धम्मानत्ताति जदाय पयाय पश्यति अथ निबंधिते दुखे समग्गो विशुद्धिया. So in that manner, there is a total curtailment of attachment therefrom and the attainment of the state of eternal bliss, that is the nibbana. It is being experienced by analyzing the changes after meditation process practice, by observing how our ignorance is decreasing and how the friendliness, metta and karuna are increasing. So through this, yoga bachar starts to develop the metta and karuna bhavana. So this is the last. Thus, from the foregoing accounts, it can be presumed that meditation can reduce stress and help us relax. But it is very difficult to explain all the benefits of meditations because it involves a state of consciousness that cannot be expressed in words. That is why it is called as Nibbana is unexpressible. It cannot be expressed in words. Meditation helps us to understand that our real nature is an integral part of transcendental consciousness. That whenever a consciousness gets united with the supramundane consciousness or transcendental consciousness. So this is the path through which a yoga bachar can get it. It helps us to become aware of our inner resources of joy and peace. It is presumed that habitual practice of this meditation, that is the Satyavisuddhi, manifests in the daily activities of the meditator. In the Zarathvinit Sutta of Majjhima Nikaya, Buddha has also given this 7 types of purifications in a very brief manner. And on the basis of the Rathvinit Sutta, Acharya Buddha Ghosa has elaborated in Sel Samadhi Panya, elaborating in 23 chapters in the magnum opus work Visuddhi Magga. So his actions become gradually more altruistic, and this is definitely for the benefit of welfare of others. So in this way, we can have the development in a happy blending way. So thank you very much. This is the first lecture. If you have any doubt, we can have the questions related with. So Garge ji,
Anji.
questions related with this lecture. So we can discuss some of the points on the questions. Then we can move to second lecture.
Yes, yes, sir, sure.
Yes,
So
yes.
if participants have any questions, they can ask Professor Kumar. And sir, it was a very wonderful and very informative lecture on the aspect of meditation.
Thank you very much.
So if,
So it was mainly based upon the text Visuddhi Magga. So I don't know how many you are having awareness related with the Pali language literature or Visuddhi Magga, but in a brief
actually, many
manner.
of us are not aware of the
So
Pali. We are not acquainted with the text, many
yeah.
of the participants.
So
Your
still,
lecture,
I have discussed that how there are 7 stages of purifications through which a person can get a state of eternal bliss. So if you have any questions, then we can discuss it.
So if participants have any questions or comments to make, please do so. Madhumita Di, have you any question or comment?
I was in. I my